Hey, what's up you guys? This is Elise from thecrunchyginger.com and I want to show you how to make a salad in a jar. This is one of my absolute favorite meal prep and lunchtime hacks. I have made probably hundreds of these salads in jars and I want to show you my way of building them from the bottom up. It's almost like an upside down little salad parfait so that your dressing is in the bottom and your greens are at the top and everything stays nice and fresh for, I'm telling you, 5 days. I've kept these in the fridge all week and they are just as fresh as when I put them in. The key to doing it I will tell you at the end, so stick around for this video. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to use a wide mouth pint mason jar. The reason I like to use a jar like this, although you could use another container or vessel, is that this is kind of a perfect single serving portion of salad. And it also, the shape of the jar keeps all the ingredients from mushing together, if you will, and getting soggy from the dressing at the bottom of the jar. So you're going to want to start with a dressing. Now this can be any dressing of your choice. If you've never made dressing, if you've never made like a vinaigrette, it's super easy. It saves you a ton of money. Salad dressing can be really pricey. This is a dressing I made and I'll put the link to it below, but it's just a pretty simple lemon juice, olive oil, mustard vinaigrette. And I've got some winter greens that I'm going to be using in my salad, and this is going to stand up really well to those bitter greens. So I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of dressing. You can do a little more, you can do a little less, but I would start with this as a ratio. I find this to be kind of the perfect amount of dressing for a salad this size. If you want to make a bigger salad, you can make it in a quart-sized jar, and that's more of a family portion or a dinner starter. So 2 tablespoons of your dressing at the bottom, followed by hard vegetables. So this is going to be things like carrots, turnips, radishes, cucumbers, chopped up bell peppers, anything that's going to not absorb the moisture from this and get soggy. So I like to do about a 1/4 cup of each ingredient. You're going to be aiming for about a cup to 3/4 of a cup of vegetables in this before you get to the greens. So I've just shredded this raw carrot up and I'm just going to plop this in here. It's a little hard to shove in that measuring spoon. So right there in the bottom, right on top of the dressing. Then the next thing I'm going to add is some, I made these little matchsticks out of turnip. I got in my CSA basket this week like a 5-pound gill feather turnip, and I've never had such a thing before, and so I created this salad actually around using that turnip. So I'm going to kind of use my 1/4 cup here. This is not like exact science, but it just kind of keeps your, whoop, that's probably a lot more than 1/4 cup. There we go. It just kind of keeps your ingredients even. Just like that. The next thing I'm going to add is apples for this salad. Apples are excellent in salad. If you've never had apples in salad, it's like really surprising, sweet, tart. They hold up really well with these other ingredients. And if you're going to do apple, I would chop it up and sprinkle it with some lemon juice. This is an apple that I actually chopped up yesterday and just kind of tossed with a little lemon juice, and they keeps them from browning. Other things that could go in this section, you could use frozen corn, you could use frozen green peas, and you can put them in already frozen. Because if you've prepped this ahead of time, by the time you're ready to use your salad, those frozen ingredients will be thawed and ready to eat. So you don't have to bother with cooking them or thawing them. They're perfect. That technique also works really well in the soup in a jar. And if you haven't ever seen soup in a jar, I've got a video for it right here. You can check that out as well. So after you've got all these ingredients in, the next thing that's going to go in is anything that's a little bit softer. So I have here some roasted squash that's left over from the other day. Roasted sweet potato is also really great. Other roasted leftover vegetables, let's see, like broccoli or Brussels sprouts, corn, all that kind of stuff comes to mind. Do about a 1/4 cup of that as well. Also on top of these hard ingredients, this is a good place to put beans or legumes or cooked lentils, black beans, chickpeas, white beans, anything like that. It's going to add some extra protein to your salad, give it a little more oomph, and also they're just really delicious. So I would keep those things again, further away from the dressing towards the top here. So now that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, that's about a cup's worth of vegetables in here, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of quinoa. I love quinoa in salad. You could also use brown rice, barley, cooked barley, or let's see, even like little corkscrew or little tiny pasta, little noodles would be good. But I find this adds some real oomph to my lunch, kind of makes this a little more filling. And the last thing, well actually the second to last thing is our greens. So I have already chopped up my mixed winter greens, and this is a mix that came from my CSA, and it is some red cabbage, some radicchio, mustard greens, a little arugula, I think. So I'm gonna just kind of pack that in there. You don't want to crush it, but you do want it to be packedly tight in there. So the reason for this is because the less air you have in this jar, the fresher all of these ingredients are going to stay throughout the week. So I like to make these on the weekend, maybe make like 5 or 6 of them all at one time, and then throughout the week I've got a grab and go lunch that's perfect. You can eat it out of this jar or you can dump it out. The last thing to go in our jar is anything that is fresh, very delicate, like I've got here some chopped leeks. You could use like diced green onions or chives or anything like that. Fresh herbs are great here. I'm gonna use a little less than a tablespoon just because I don't personally love the raw oniony flavor to be overpowering. So I'm gonna sprinkle that right on top. Cilantro would be good, parsley, anything like that. The last thing I'm gonna put is just a sprinkle of sunflower seeds. So if you've got nuts, almonds, or diced pistachios, stuff like that, that will be great at the top of this salad as well. So I'm gonna use about a tablespoon of these right on top. And there it goes. That's your complete salad in your jar. So all we need to do is pop a lid on this, and it keeps for I'm gonna say a good 5 days. If you have some kind of fruit that you'd like to add to this jar, some good choices for that would be like maybe whole blueberries or mandarin slices, and those can go with the sort of top softer layer here. But just know that when you add ingredients like that, it will shorten the fridge life of this just a little bit because those softer fruits are gonna kind of go bad, go squishy a little faster. You'll also notice that I left out the protein. I didn't put any cheese, I didn't put any meat, I didn't put any diced egg. That is again to prolong the fridge life of this pre-made salad. So if you want to add that stuff, I would bring it like in a little sidecar. So if you grab this, throw it in your bag. It's great in this jar because it's not going to spill. Your dressing's down there tight at the bottom, so it's not going to like mix up too much until you want it to. I would bring your cheese or your cooked chicken or whatever it is you want to add in a little sidecar. So when we get ready to serve this, all you need to do is undo your salad. And shake her out. Ooh, I packed this one in. Here we go. Ta-da! And so it kind of mixes itself a little bit as it pours out, but you can kind of do it with your fork, mix your salad up, and it is so good. Isn't that beautiful? This is just an example, and you can take this and run with it and make your salad your own. I really hope that this helps you save a little money and live a little greener. This is one of my favorite lunchtime hacks. If you like this and you want to know more about salads in jars and soups in jars and ways that you can live a little greener and save a little money, please subscribe to my channel. I shoot out videos every week. If you want to know more about this recipe, please head over to thecrunchyginger.com. Find me on Instagram at thecrunchyginger. I'm on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching.